Project 308. My name is Trottier, and that right there is my 1978 Ferrari 308 GTS that I'm restoring for you right in front of your eyes. So if you have any kind of interest in this, sit back and enjoy the next 20 minutes or so. I got some new bulb holders. These are for the brake lights, but the connector is different from A to B. So we're gonna swap over and just use the plastic piece and all the guts from the new ones, but just that little plastic piece there. Hopefully it'll all fit together. Let's give it a try.
Well, I may have lied a little bit, but it was just a little white lie. These bulb holders aren't brand new. I mean, they came in the new tail lights that I bought recently. I'm not exactly sure which model these tail lights came out of. Might have been a newer 308, might have been a Mondial or something like that, but they need a little bit of modification. Not a lot, just a little bit. There's a third bulb holder, kind of like a third leg. Weird, it's facing the wrong way. I'm sure somebody far wiser than me will be along momentarily in the comments to let me know what these are out of. I also have to re-pin the wires as they are completely different from A to B. No big deal though.
Just in case you're wondering, this is a standard pair of crimpers here, and you can see they're meant for that blue, red, and yellow sort of quick connectors, whereas this one here has a specialized spot right here, which is meant to do these kind of factory crimps. If we look right there, you can see that oh, we got it backwards, that goes, but and that will collapse it. Let's see if I can get that in there properly. Here we go. Okay, I'll take a picture of it because I don't think I'm getting it properly.
Of course, it helps if we have the correct bulbs installed.
Alright, so that side over here needs to be the running light, and that needs to be the brake light. So that should be dimmer, that should be brighter. Let's see what I got. Dimmer, brighter. Dimmer on that side, brighter on that side. So let's just try and take this and flip this like that. Let's try it again. Start ground. I can't grab it. Oh my god. Dimmer, brighter. Alright, I think I got it. Okay, brake lights on. On. Okay, up. Yep. Oh, push it, yep. Turn the headlights off. Turn it off. Okay, I should have brake lights right now. My intent was to just tidy up the lights, get them all working, and move on to the brake lines, which I have been neglecting. but I'm having problems with the brake lights and the turn signals, so stuck here for a bit longer. So my running lights are working right now, as you can see. Okay, those are the lights that come on when you turn the headlights on. But right now what should actually be working is the brake lights, because this is my brake light switch over here, and it should be bolted into the pedal assembly, but it's not. It's not because I'm having a problem with it. So when it's unscrewed out of the pedal, when it's out of the pedal assembly, it should be on right now. Because when you lift the pedal up, when the pedal is in its normal position, it closes the switch, which technically breaks the circuit. And then when you push the brake pedal down, the little push pintle thing comes out, and the brake lights should be on. So, I think I have a bad switch. So I made this little tool just to confirm that my brake light switch is bad. Well, I didn't realize it, but the key has to be on for the brake lights to be on. Huh, interesting. Okay, maybe I don't have a problem with my brake light switch. Let's put it back in. Alright, so my brake light switch has a little bit of a funny contact. It works 90% of the time. It has a little bit of a dead spot on the switch. I'll try and clean it, and if it doesn't clean up, I'll replace it. But I do have a good brake circuit. I also have a good running light circuit to those two inner red lights. I also have reverse lights. So all I got left back here is turn signals. Let's get on the turn signal. I got no power getting to here. I believe it's got to go through here, so I'm missing the bridge piece that connects that circuit to that circuit there. Alright, I'm kind of at a dead end with these turn signals because I need a hazard switch. This one is in pieces. So, I'm going to put that on the back shelf for now, and I'm going to find a couple switches here. There's a couple of them that are broken. I've got to sort through which ones are which. Buy some new switches, get them in there, and then I'll continue on with my turn signal. But I'm pretty confident that it's just that switch not being part of the circuit right now is screwing it up. This is the brake line that goes to the rear wheels. And if you look at that fitting right there, that is a compression fitting. And we look up here. Right there, and there's the other end of it right there. Now, depending on what part of the world you live in, these fittings being used on brake lines may be illegal. Now, not melodramatic illegal, like, you know, getting your face slammed into a police car with handcuffs on, but here in Ontario, where I happen to perform provincial safety inspections, we're a licensed facility here, I would have to fail this car as having that type of fitting does not pass a safety standards, meaning this car would be deemed unsafe for the road with that fitting. So that kind of creates a little bit of a situation for me, because as an inspecting mechanic that would do an inspection, I'd have to fail my own car. There is not enough exposed there for me to do a proper repair. I could release the line at the front, pull it back, cut it, put a proper fitting there, and then push it back. But that would even pull it further into the tube. If there was any kind of repair any kind of subsequent repair necessary, basically it would go back to this butchered method of just throwing a quick and dirty fitting in it. That's not going to fly for me because, technically I know better and should be able to do better. So I'm going to pull this whole line out from the front of the car to the back of the car and rebuild the whole line in one piece.
Now, thankfully, I have some pretty cool tools at my disposal. One of my favorites has to be this baby right here, a tube straightener.
Get a pair of ice grips, grab that shock. Being a European car, it would be metric. So what we have here is a metric bubble flare. Haven't made one of these in a few years. North American cars use a double flare system where the metal is folded over itself, so it's like, double walled. This is going to be a little different, but I don't think it's that tough. I'll get to it after I get the phone. I am going to reuse these fittings, but with the new line I just straightened out moments ago. Giving me your stamp of approval? So I've gotten the official nod of approval from Terry. My fitting is good enough. I want to try and be a little bit savvy here. Bend the line before I put it into the car. So I'm going to try and replicate this little curve. I don't think this is going to go in smoothly, but I'm going to try and get that in the car and then get that line up. Deal with the rear in a different shot, but trying to do these bends in the car is going to probably net out to ugliness. Do them now, hopefully it'll be a little more robust.
For those of you who need to know, this is passivated 3/16 tubing, and it's the stuff that most professional repair shops use nowadays. Why? Because it's so much easier to bend than the old stuff. No, I hear you, it's not quite as strong as the old stuff, but it still holds 6,000 psi. Now, most braking systems operate around 1,000 psi range. So this line, coupled with the proper flares and fittings, will easily do the job. On the other hand, the compression fitting that I'm removing is only good to 500 psi. Now you understand why it doesn't pass a safety inspection.
Okay, very gently now. Okay, pull. Okay. Okay, you're doing well. Doing well. Hang on. Alright, time for me to turn the camera off. This is too much of a thing. Back at you. Okay, sometimes just turning the camera off, because it's just in the way sometimes. It's in. It took me about another 5 or 10 minutes, some lubricant, and some cursing and swearing that didn't need to be in my video, so let's move on to the back of the car.
I definitely don't want to be doing this more than once. And if I cut this line too short and it leaks, then I have no leeway. My solution? Throw a little loop in it. That way if all goes wrong, I got some extra. The two shorter lines, which I'm about to get to in a moment, are far easier to get out of the car and replace if necessary. Thus, I will not be putting a loop in those lines.
Now, this is a pretty disgusting line. I mean, I'm sure it works, but let's build a new one. Alright, so I only got like one shot at this. If I screw it up, I gotta make a new line. Alright, so the instructions say to make this flush with this. I just don't find that that's enough. I like to put a little bit extra. If I make that flush there, then the bubble is a little less girthy. So I put a little bit out extra, despite what the instructions say, and it seems to make a nice more fulfilled fitting. And how many times have you forgotten in life to put the fitting on before you do this? I haven't done one yet today, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. Oh my God.
And before I forget, I need to take this kink out of this flex line. Don't want to be going down the road with that.
The lines have all been run, and now I've got to get the master cylinder back in, so that'll be next week's video. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, and everybody who has such kind words, I appreciate it. Catch you next time. Bye.